Hey all, this is Tarrasche 01. Today I'm gonna be showing you the French defense. This is part 1 out of the many videos I'm going to be making. So the French defense is my personal favorite opening. So if you're bored of e5, d5, c5, you try out e6 because the ideas of the French are crazy and you can never get to a losing position in the opening. e4, e6, d4, and now you play d5. So this is the typical French defense. So now white can play a few different opening choices, but today we're not gonna be focusing on the advanced variation, even though that is very common. I'm gonna be making a video about the advanced variation very soon. So the first option they have is playing knight to c3, just supporting that pawn, which makes a lot of sense. What you're gonna do for knight to c3 is play knight to f6. Yes, this sounds very weird because you're you don't have a choice after this, right? Wrong, you do. After they do e5, knight d7. This looks so cramped up, but trust me, this is a very favorable position for you. So now they're gonna probably try to do something like that. And now you're gonna play c5. So c5 is a variation that you're gonna see in almost every single French defense variation. So after you play c5, they're gonna not take, of course, because nobody takes, to be honest. If they do take, you can just capture back with the bishop. You have ideas like queen b6, knight c6, and then castle. So remember that the bishop on c8 is always a bit of a backward bishop or a weakness, but it will be very useful in the end game and middle game. So now let's just say the game continues with bishop d3, probably knight c6, castles, and now, oh sorry, castles is stupid, my bad, bishop f4, forced move, queen e2 doesn't really make that much sense, and yes, you're just gonna probably castle, when your game's going pretty good, right? So now, we have, what do we do if they don't take? They have a couple of options. The most common one is bishop e2, which I don't know why, and then they just castle, and now you just do, if they take that, you could just play that. uh yeah. Well, I do not prefer taking that pawn because your king is in the center and it is not very human like to take that pawn, and then you're gonna be facing that and probably move that bishop there, and it's just gonna be crazy. I mean, if you want to try out, you could just play that, and maybe you can try out new lines, but I wouldn't take that at all. So now we have the most common move after d5, that is the advanced. So I did tell you that I'm not gonna be covering the advanced this video, but just to make it clear that even in the advanced you're gonna be playing c5. So as I already told you before, c5 is a typical French move, and now they have the Tarrasche variation, which is also very nasty. So here you notice that if we do that and then they push knight d7, and then the c pawn is not blocked anymore, so the position is a bit not really comfortable for black. So what I probably do is just take the pawn. After knight takes, you play knight d7. If you're white, and they're gonna probably like, what the hell is that move? And then there's probably gonna develop. And yeah, knight d7. It looks, it doesn't make any sense, but it's the Blackburn variation. And here, most players do that. And now bishop e7. A lot of people play bishop to d3, but you could just do that. Bishop takes e7. Queen takes e7 is also a great move, but I tried out. Knight takes f2. Bishop takes queen. Knight takes queen. Bishop takes c7. Knight takes b3. So this is a very complicated variation. You can see that even though we are materialistically up a pawn, the engine says it's equal, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna win a game because we're up a pawn. And now we do have different choices, like they could just play bishop d3 directly, but as I said in my previous videos, you have to be able to learn middle game strategies and tactics and make sure you use it in real life games, offline and online. So they also have f3 here, which I wouldn't really suggest because d takes e4, d takes e4, and now queen h4 is just completely, it's great for you, okay? So yeah, uh, I guess there's not much. Yes, there is bishop d3, but d takes e4, bishop takes e4, and probably knight c6 would work, or even knight f6 works. Yeah, this is pretty great, but I wouldn't. Nobody's gonna probably play that. And yeah, you're good to go. So we have covered the knight d2 variation, the knight c3 variation, the f3 variation, and the bishop b3 variation. So congratulations, you just covered 4 variations in the French in a short video right now. So hope you enjoyed the video. Please come back to watch and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the other parts for French defense.